Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you need me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, and the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada. Oh, Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. You're in my blood like holy wine, tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I'd still be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. Hey everybody, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing A Case of You by Joni Mitchell. This was off of her 1971 album Blue, and I had a really fun time putting this arrangement together. It's a very stripped down arrangement, as are almost all the songs on the album. It's considered one of the greatest albums of all time among many. I think it was number 3 on the Rolling Stones greatest albums of all time list. So Joni famously played in many tunings, but she actually didn't play guitar on this. James Taylor played guitar, who's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. But Joni was playing a mountain dulcimer, also known as an Appalachian dulcimer. So I went ahead and transcribed that on this intro here. And it's really fun to play. You might recognize these voicings as 10th voicings, which is what Paul McCartney used for Blackbird, right? Dave Matthews also plays in tenths often, and it's just a really nice voicing on the guitar that is not too difficult. It works well with fingerstyle because you can more easily skip the strings, but it's a third an octave apart, right? So if we look at this here, these are the same notes as a third, but an octave spread apart. So if I did, it'd be the same notes, but obviously it wouldn't be sounding like the song. So we'll go through that, and then as she's singing the first verse, what I call the pre-chorus, when she starts singing "Oh Canada," James Taylor comes in, and you know, when I was listening to this, I thought, gosh, this guitar part's beautiful, and sure enough, when I looked into it, he's playing the guitar part. Kind of a funny backstory is that Joni and James Taylor were in a brief relationship around this time, 1971, and they have one live performance of this song. It's really nice. So some beautiful parts on this, both the guitar and the Appalachian dulcimer, and I threw it all together into one single solo guitar arrangement. I admit it was pretty tricky for me to do, but I'm pretty happy with the arrangement, and it's a little tricky, but I think you can do it, especially the Joni part. So I'll show you during the lesson how to play the entire song with just her part, which is definitely doable without too much work. And then if you want to throw in the James Taylor guitar part, I'll of course show you that as well. There'll be a full tab for this on the Patreon, and that's a great way to support the channel and get access to a bunch of tabs and study guides. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and let's jump on in and learn this song. All right, so we're going to start with this intro. It's a lot of fun to play. And as I mentioned in the introduction, these are 10th intervals, which are really good to know. This is in the key of D. However, we are in standard E flat. So go ahead and tune everything down to E flat. So E goes to E flat, B goes to B flat, G goes to G flat, etc., all the way down to E flat on the bass. And you're welcome to tune back up and just play it in standard tuning from here on out, but after you learn with me. But this is the tuning of the recording. So good to honor that for now. All right, so once you've tuned up, we're ready to go here. We're going to do this fingerstyle, and we're going to start with this intro here. So we're going to basically focus on the 4th and 1st strings for the intro, at least for the first line. We're going to go open and 2nd fret on the 1st and 4th string. Okay, there's a D. Now we go to 5th and 7th fret. Again, same strings. That's a G. Now we go to an inversion of G. It's G over B basically. 9th and 10th fret. You'll notice I'm using the pinky. It seems to work because then you don't have to change really the positioning of your hand. You just change whether you're using the index or middle finger. So from here on out I'm using pinky. Then the 9th and 10th fret. Now to an A, 7th and 9th fret. Back to 9th and 10th. Then back to G, so 5th and 7th fret twice. So let's do that together, nice and slow. Ready? 3, 4. Twice there. Twice more. Now, 4th and 5th fret, it's like a D over F sharp, and we're going to actually play it and slide a little neighbor tone here. So slide underneath and come back up. Then twice more. Then 2 frets down for an E minor, twice. Then D twice. Then A over C sharp twice. Okay, so that would be the whole thing. Here's the slide. Okay, good. Now D again. Now B minor. So we're going to actually 2nd and 3rd frets on the 5th and 2nd strings. And you hit it twice. Now you hit an A string open. Pull off the 2nd fret. Then again. Then 3rd fret. Then slide. And then hit the 5th fret and kind of vibrato. And then once more. Then 2nd fret, 3rd string with the bass. Okay, so that would be, that last line would be. All right, now for the verse, her mountain dulcimer here just continues, but I went ahead and for the intro I added this 2nd fret, 3rd string because she's playing an open, basically an open A throughout this. So you don't have to, you can just keep on with the 4th and 1st string only. Just before our love, if you want to keep it easy, but I wanted to add the open A string that she's playing on a 2nd fret, 3rd string. So there it is. You have both options here. It's kind of nice to thicken it up a little bit. So that would be now 4th, 3rd, and 1st strings with the 2nd fret on the 3rd and 1st strings. And the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Just before our... All right, now the A over C sharp. Again, you can just do 5th and 1st string only, but I'm adding the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Same rhythm. B minor 7. 2 bars. All right, so that whole line is with me humming the melody a little bit. Ready? 3, 4. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, nice. Here's kind of a strange one. E minor add 4. But again, that's what's on the recording. It's kind of nice. She's still playing that A. So we're doing, just like the intro, this E minor, but we're adding the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Same rhythm. Okay. There we go. Now D. Where's that at? Now A over C sharp. B minor 7. A. And when we go to the A, we go to A sus4, 3rd fret, 2nd string. Now the melody hops up to the 1st string open, and you pinch all first 3 strings with the thumb twice, and then back to 2nd string melody. So when you're doing fingerstyle, you sometimes you want to change the voicings if you're on a chord for a while. All right, so let's do that whole line. Ready? 3, 4. Where's that at? If you need me, I'll be in the bar. Nice. Next line here, kind of pretty much repeating things. A cartoon coaster and the blue TV screen line. All the same. I drew a map of Canada. Okay, now we're going to keep on with Joni's part, but we're going to circle back in a bit, so stick around for that and do James Taylor's part. But we're just going to keep it simple and pretty much stick to Joni's part, just so you can kind of play the song right away. So after I drew a map of Canada, the pre-chorus begins here. Oh, Canada. And, okay, so D, and now B minor. Good. E minor, you're back to D, A over C sharp. Now she drops an octave, so we're going to stop the whole A, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and we're just going to play these tenths down the bass. You're in my blood. So G, 6th and 2nd string, D over F sharp, just the 6th and 3rd string, E minor, so open, just twice, and then A, 5th and 2nd string, just once. Now D. Good. So that whole pre-chorus was, oh, Canada, with your face done it twice. Moving down, you're in my blood like holy wine. Tastes so bitter, sorry, and so sweet. Now we've made it to the chorus. Again, we've pretty much learned all the chords, we're just moving them around, okay? So the chorus is very similar to the pre-chorus. I could drink D over A over C sharp, B minor. Alright? E minor, you'd still be on my feet. I would still be on. Good. Now we land on that, and that takes us back to the intro, which is now the interlude, right? And then she just repeats the form. That's the entire form. It's verse, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then interlude, which is like the intro. All right, so now let's circle back to the first pre-chorus when she says, I drew a map of Canada, and then James Taylor comes in. All right, and it's okay. It's where things get a little bit tricky, but I think it really adds a lot to the song. So when she says on the first verse, I drew a map of Canada, James goes 5th string and then 4th string. Whoa, and then it's like bass chord for a D, bass chord for an A, and I'm hitting the first 3 strings. Now B minor, bass chord, but it's the 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings. All right, now we have some arpeggios, and it's a little tricky. Probably the hardest part of the song fingering-wise, so I'm going to break it down on how to do it. After you go bass chord, bass chord, bass chord, we start some arpeggios here, and a walk down on the 3rd string from 4th down to 2nd fret. So we're going to do... now bring your 2nd finger down to the 3rd fret for a B minor major 7. Okay? Then 5th, 4th, 3rd strings with your right hand. Now, 2nd fret, and move your middle finger back to 3rd fret. So, like that. All right, let me break it down again with the right hand. So, bass chord, bass chord, bass chord, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 3rd fret, 3rd string again with the 3rd fret, 5th, 4th, 3rd strings, 2nd fret, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, 5th. So the whole thing. Okay, kind of tricky, so give it some time. G add 9. So here's your G add 9. bass on the 3rd fret, and index finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and you're going to go 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Good. Now a D sus2, so a D without the 1st string. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Now an A, and you're going to go 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd hammer on, 2nd string hammer on right away. And you go back down. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd string open. Okay, that whole line. Ready? Let's run that, and then we'll move on. Oh, can with your face sketched on it twice. Just beautiful stuff. Okay, now you're in my blood like holy wine. So G add 9 again. You're in my blood like. All right. Move that middle finger down to D over F sharp. Same exact pattern on the right hand. E minor 7. Here's how I recommend doing it. 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Now A7 sus4. You just simply move the bass to the 5th string. Same pattern. So, like that. Great James Taylor part. Now a D sus2. All right, again, classic stuff here. So 4th string, now hammer on to 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd string, open, bass, hammer on, 2nd, 3rd fret, 2nd, 3rd strings. Let's do the whole line together nice and slow. All right, ready? 3, 4. You're in my blood like cold wine. It's so good. Okay, good. Made it to the chorus. Okay, almost there. So I could drink. That measure is just basically D, 6th, 4th and 2nd and 1st strings together, then 4th, 3rd, 4th. Repeat. Now chord, bass, A chord, bass on a B minor chord. Same walk down as before. Good. This is very similar to the pre-chorus. So just continuing on here. Still be on my feet. And then you land on a D. All right? Good. So that's very similar to the pre-chorus. So once you get the pre-chorus comfortable, the chorus should fall into place rather quickly. Now we've made it to the interlude. All right, we're almost there. So the interlude, we're going to do a G add 9, but you're going to kind of roll it off like that. 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings. Okay, so after that, then you get the 3rd fret on the 2nd string and go bass, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, bass, 4th. Now lift your 1st finger and put it on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, bass, back to 3rd fret, bass, open. So that would be. All right. James Taylor's guitar work is often kind of tricky, so that's just how it goes, right? But that's what it is as far as my arrangement. Now E minor 7, same as before, but now on the A7, we kind of do that. So 5th, 4th, 3rd, 3rd. Now D, 4th and 3rd strings, and you do hammer on, bass, hammer, 1st string. Okay, so that whole line is. Nice. All right, now we go to this A chord here. Pinch, 5th, 3rd, 4th and 2nd strings of a D chord. Pinch, 4th, 3rd. Now A chord, so 2nd fret to anticipate. And then pinch, back to D pinch. Now an E major, bass, second and third, A sus2, fifth and second together, then third string, bass, bass, third string, bass, second string open, fourth string, second string open. Now fifth and second string with the hammer on the second fret, followed by, it's an immediate hammer on, then third, second, third strings. Now we do a bass walk up. O, 2, 4, O. Okay. So that line of the interlude in its entirety would be Alright. Definitely tricky. Do it slow. Okay, now the second verse. We pretty much have learned the song. It's just that now, if you're continuing on with James's part, we're going to continue this more advanced version. Okay, so a little arpeggio going up and then back down. Now A, up, then he does a walk up. So he does fifth, fourth, third, second, first fret, over A sharp here, and then the B. So now it's a variation of what we did before. So you have that anticipated, and then you go fourth, third, second. Now I'm refingering this to do this. Third fret, third string, second and first string, back to B minor 7. Okay, so that whole line would be 3, 4. Okay, G add 9, D, A, walk up. Okay, next line, D, just the same as before, same exact. Good. G add 9, once again, same as before, A, and a little James Taylor move there. So that last bar would be fifth, fourth, third, hammer, first string open, quick pull off on the second string, back to third string. Okay, now, so we've made it to the pre-chorus. We'll run through it, but pretty much we've run through everything at this point. So G, just like before. Okay, so to continue this song, you would just go to the chorus from here, and then the interlude, then the final verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. All right, so now you've got both Joni's part and James's part. You can choose. It's very thorough. It's a very thorough lesson. This song has probably been one of the more tricky arrangements put together because of trying to sort of blend both parts into one. So do this slowly. Hopefully you enjoy, and give it the time it needs. It's not easy, but it's worth the effort. So enjoy.